Yo, what's up, hunters? Steel Vico here, and welcome back to another video. Today I have a really big, groundbreaking surprise for you guys, and the reason I'm being quiet right now is because I don't want to sound too excited, because I'll break the camera. But this is awesome. But this is really, really groundbreaking. So if you'll remember last year, I had my Spearhead Industries skeleton, Spearhead Industries groom skeleton, and I was asking you guys about it, and I only got a few comments, probably because people don't know about it. But my mom basically, she repaired, and by repaired I mean she made a random replacement leg. He has a peg leg, and then this is from a different skeleton, attached by string to it, which is kind of neat. I mean, because he needed a peg leg anyway, you know. But yeah, he's kind of got a replacement leg now. But yeah, this was my Spearhead Industries skeleton, the groom that I own. Got him from Goodwill. He's in decent condition. You know, he's not new because of his hat and his missing leg, but you know, he's in decent shape. He's not like in pieces, you know, for the most part. His arm falls off a lot. But here is the groundbreaking part, guys. Anyway, guys, I just got back from supper, so now I can be a little more hype because, I don't need to wait for supper. But still gonna try to tone it down just a little bit, just because why would it be super loud and ruin the audio? But I gotta be loud enough so you guys can tell. So this is actually not the same skeleton as the one over there. This is one my grandma found. So funny story. So she actually was looking in when my aunt used to actually live at grandma's house. You know, when she was like younger, before she moved out. Her room. Turns out that this guy was in her room in like a bag and stuff. So this is actually another groom that I knew grandma had. Sorry, it keeps getting out of focus. And something weird. So unfortunately, his hat is missing, and I believe that it had fallen off like several years before. As well, but you'll also notice he does have both his legs. Also, this arm stays on nicely, and the elastic's a bit stretched out, I think, and this thing is not looped through his head, so it doesn't really work as a hook. And I notice a weird, less smooth texture. It's a little rougher, as if there's some kind of some kind of a finish on it, which I believe it was like that originally, and maybe the one I got at Goodwill was older, not older, was either made in a slightly different year, like the year after, and maybe made cheaper, or maybe its finish got taken off over time or something. But yeah, my grandma found it, and she gave it to me. I'm not sure if she's gonna let me keep it, or if she wants it back. But either way, it was awesome that my grandma found it. So we have yet another potential Spearhead skeleton. But that's not all, and that's not the only information that I've learned today about these skeletons, which some of you have been just about as curious as I have about their legends and stuff. Yes, my grandma also found the bride, the mysterious, pretty uncommon, I'm pretty sure, bride. And as far as I know, she is in, I can't say new condition, because obviously she, she's been, like, outside of her bag and stuff like that. So she's not in new condition, but as far as I know, she has all of her parts, which is awesome, because, she's cool looking. Her dress is a little bit odd, but considering the fact that she's a vintage Spearhead, in theory, is just awesome, so you can overlook that. So she was in the same box as that one, that Spearhead skeleton. And the reason he's not hung up with this one is because, like I said, his hook, his string is not working. So you'll notice there's a plastic spider that they put on there as detailing. And she's got this like meshy veiling to her dress, and then she's got like, non-meshy. I'm not sure which side's the front and which side's the back. I'm assuming this is the back side. But yeah, it looks like ripped tapestry in the back. And I believe that they did this on purpose, to make it, make her look dead, scary looking. It's cool. But yeah, that's the bride. You can see the detailing on her. She's got the same like finish feeling as the other one that my grandma owns, or that my grandma found and gave me, the groom. You'll notice she's got this like band thing on it. I don't know how to explain it. I'm not like an expert in wedding terminology, so I don't know. But yeah, you can see she's got pretty much the same design as the other guys, but I think her paint job might slightly vary. Maybe that varies just based on each skeleton. Like, you could have, like, 2 grooms, and they'd have a slightly varying paint job, which is entirely possible. She looks shorter, but that's only because of her string. But yeah, guys, we have found the bride, which is awesome, because now we know what she looks like, and we know that she's not just a myth. I have more information to show with you guys. This stuff is, believe it or not, more earth-shattering than finding the skeletons themselves, in my opinion, and I'm probably wrong on this. But you guys believe, or at least some of you, I know you guys think that the skeletons were made by Spearhead Industries 1994. That is, and the reason you guys say that is because that is based off of the Shaking Skull video by, I forget who it was, but based off of the Spearhead Shaking Skull. I have to tell you guys that is incorrect, because I am almost positive that this is the original stuff. So, give me a second, guys. I'm just gonna pause. Alright, I'm almost positive that this is the original packaging for the bride and groom. The bride and groom, believe it or not, I'm assuming, were not actually sold in a single pack. So they were sold separately. I think maybe they were sold as a deal, but I think they both had separate packaging. And the reason I believe that is because of these 2 objects. Actually, make it 3, or 4. I have this thing, which my grandma gave to me, which was in the same container bag as the skeletons. Yes, it says 3 inch feet. I don't know, like 3 feet probably. Something like that. 3. I'm not an expert on that, so I know I sound stupid, but I don't know what the symbols, like the quotation marks mean when it comes to measurement. But 3 single, comma, not comma, single single parenthesis, 3 single parenthesis, whatever that means, would be really easy to look up. I can look it up myself, but if you guys want, you can say it in the comments down below, make it easier for me. I believe it says 3, whatever. I'm not sure because, there's the hanging hook in the middle, but I think it says dressed up skeleton. Tuxedo. Smoking, I don't know what it means by smoking on the bottom. But I believe that this has to be the packaging, like the top part, when you hang it up for the skeletons. And I have more evidence to back that up on this piece, specifically, like this particular one. And also just in the fact that I have a second one. This one is pretty much the same. It's like almost exactly the same, in fact, as the other one. But one could say that the thing that the bride is wearing is a tuxedo for a woman, in a way. So let's just pretend that that's what they mean. There are 2 of them, so it makes sense. These are both pretty much identical in, the way that they're wrapped up. So I'm just going to pick this one and just use it because they're pretty much identical. So, first of all, the part that I think is earth-shattering, and one last piece of evidence that I'm going to point out really quick before I tell you guys about the earth-shattering part, is I believe that this must be the packaging for the skeleton. And they might not even be called bride and groom. They're probably just dressed up tuxedo skeletons. Is the fact that it's $15, which even at the time of buying it might be considered a bit overpriced. But if you think about it, to buy like anything that's like a cheaper value skeleton of this size wouldn't be $15. So I think that this is definitely the packaging of these skeletons. So let's just go with that and assume that I'm right, because I think I am. It's hard to find information about them, but I'm just going to go off base what I said. Okay, this is the earth-shattering part. Pumpkin Hollow. We think it's Spearhead Industries 1994, right? Wrong. 1995, and copyright 1995, and distributed by the Paper Magic Group Incorporated. What does this mean? Well, first of all, this copyright, because of the fact that this is Paper Magic Group. And before you guys get mad at me and call me a noob or whatever, I know Paper Magic Group bought Spearhead Industries, and that's how they're able to use this skeleton skull style, which makes sense. So this is, in a way, still a Spearhead skeleton, but it was after it was bought out by Paper Magic Group. So these skeletons are from 1995, not 1994. So that means that the shaking skull was Spearhead, which is probably correct. But this is Paper Magic Group. So kind of the same, but kind of not. So yeah, I find that kind of earth-shaking in a way for the theories about these skeletons. It's cool in a way.